I am absolutely knackered. I didn't even get home from the shed until 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm a bit ragged. I'm feeling a bit soppy today, actually. I think I've been stuck at home for too long. I'm feeling quite reflective, let's say. I've had a lot of messages. I've had messages and emails from you lot. Really, really nice ones. Been getting them for a few weeks now since we've had lockdown, both myself and Gio, and we're very, very grateful. We really are. But the general gist is, thank you for doing these videos, and because it's keeping you sane. That's the general gist. But I've got to thank you, all right? And I must thank you. So I'm not going to do this all video long. I'm going to talk about football in a minute. But I've got to thank you because, quite frankly, this whole universal credits thing and the self-employed thing, I've not received a penny, not a penny yet. The only money I've had coming in is from Patreon and from the adverts on these videos. So believe you me, I'm thanking you more than you're thanking me, because it's going to tide us over until the money comes in. So thank you for your continued viewership. Viewership, is that one? I'm not even sure that's a word. I don't think that's a word. Listen, later on this evening, myself and Gio are doing, not this evening, Friday evening, myself and Gio are doing a video over on the main channel. The link is in the description below. It's to commemorate our thousandth, I can't even say it. It's what happens when you have a late night in a shed. Our 1000th video on the main channel. And it's a Q&A. It's basically an Ask Us Anything about the history of hammerschat, how we met, the good and the bad, the ugly. Obviously I'm not the ugly. You can see, can't you? Obviously that's clear. Just anything. So we're going to do a sort of live Q&A Friday evening, 8:30, I think. I will put the full details down below. Send your questions in to hammerschat@gmail.com. If you've got any questions you want to ask us about hammerschat, then please do. It's been something we've been planning on doing for quite some time. We had to go at it once, but it all happened in a busy pub. We couldn't get a microphone to sound right, and we all got drunk anyway, so it didn't really happen. So apparently Gio's going to drink a bottle of champers while we're doing it, or prosecco. I don't know, something or other. I've only got one beer left in the house, so I might enjoy that with you. So join us Friday evening. That would be absolutely lovely. We would very much appreciate your company. Thank you very much. On this video, it's about the importance of football, really. And I do think football is very, very important. But in particular, how we look at football. So for years now, years and years and years, I've been sort of happy with my lot as a West Ham fan. You go to games, you watch a bit on telly, you follow it where you can. It used to involve reading OLAS quite a lot. You knew there'd be some relegations, there'd be some promotions, you might have a little flirt with a cup, but that was it. I never, you could call West Ham fans many things, but deluded or glory hunters wouldn't be two things you'd throw at West Ham fans. We knew we were a yo-yo club, we knew we were up and down. Now, I think with the pledges that were made for us moving from Upton Park, I think I very much bought into it. I was one of those. I bought into the fact, oh, hold on, this might be all right. Maybe we can challenge for trophies. Maybe we can get up there, and you know, if this happens and it increases our revenue streams, maybe we can compete with the bigger clubs. And I think I bought into it. So in many respects, my mindset changed. So when the move failed, and it failed, by the way, when the move failed, I thought, well, hold on a second, where's my Champions League? Where's my superstar team? Where's all this stuff? I'd moved away from the fan that was happy just to go to the football, happy to watch a bit of football. That's all changed now. For stuff that for reasons that, well, you'll know the reasons. You're stuck at home anyway. Everyone's got no football. You're feeling the same as me, which is, give us something to entertain us, for goodness sake. And I think it just makes you sort of appreciate what's important. I've discussed this before, but David Moyes, the longer this goes on, the more impressive David Moyes has become. Now, I think I was no fan of David Moyes, okay, for football reasons. And I think I got sort of a little bit caught up in that. So you look at David Moyes. Why have we got David Moyes? In fact, not only why have we got David Moyes twice? Where's Pep Guardiola, for goodness sake? You know, why's Lionel Messi not running around in the Stratfords in the London Stadium, you know? But I think now, He's like a fine wine. The longer this goes on, the more leadership the man displays. And I just look at him now, I think, hold on, what we got there is a decent human being. I think that's just what's important. I just want to get behind this. I just want to get behind the man. I want to get behind what he's doing. There's two articles here. The first one, I knew nothing about this. When this started, all this lockdown and everything, basically, David Moyes' local fruit and veg shop advertised for drivers to deliver fruit and veg to the vulnerable. So that needed volunteers. Now, apparently, David Moyes' wife had alerted him to this. So David Moyes went and volunteered. Now, obviously, we hear about it now, but if it was propaganda or whatever, you would have heard about it a long time ago. That's a good news story. People like to hear that stuff. I think you can, I think you're quite safe to promote yourself in and the charity you're doing. But I think if you keep on saying it, it turns out a little bit crass. Look how good I am. Look how good I am. I'm brilliant. He's done none of that. So he's done it without wanting attention. He's nice and humble. And he's just gone about his business delivering the fruit and veg. I just think it's a nice thing to do, to get involved with the community and to get involved in things like that. He doesn't need to do it. Crikey, the guy even self-isolated himself because he had a little cuddle with Mikel Arteta, didn't he? Did that. Obviously, got the all clear or whatever, went straight out into the community. He did an interview with The Sun. He said, when the virus first broke out in a fruit and veg shop in my village, blah, blah, blah. I told you all that, didn't I? My wife was away at the time. I was on my own. All I would do is drop the fruit and veg on the doorstep, knock on the door and walk away. He said, I would knock and just leave it and they'd come out and get it. He'd drop the box. A lot of the customers were families. I've got to say, they were beautiful, colourful boxes of fruit and veg. He likes the young fruit and veg, by the way, David Moyes. He don't like the old fruit and veg. He's in the Red Bull model. He likes to get his fruit and veg from smaller, lower league farms. He says, I was thinking, this is great. I was really enjoying it. I'll drop them off. Then I'll go back to the shop, fill up my car, get another load. Most of the people paid online. But a boy in the shop told me that a couple of people hadn't paid and asked, would you mind collecting the money? Like debt collector. I've got it wrong about Moyes. I'm joking. He said at the first door, an old lady came to the door. I think the bill was £16.80. He thinks the bill was £16.80. It was £16.80. She gave me a £20 note and said, here you go, son, keep the change. She definitely spoke like that, by the way. Okay. I had a similar experience with another older lady. Oh, so hold on, that one wasn't older. Well, I should have saved the old voice. Her bill was £17.60 or something. She gave me 15 quid. She was starting to dig into her purse and I said, that'll do. Don't worry about it. He said, that was my tip gone. He said, a few people recognised me at each house I knocked, stood outside the gate to make sure someone was picking up the fruit. And you could hear them say, it's David Moyes. I never stopped the conversation though. Everyone was just grateful for their fruit and veg. I was just doing my bit. It's a nice story. I like that story. Good on David Moyes, right? And then you go to the other one, which I'm going to try and skip through because I don't want this to be a... someone told me off yesterday in a very long video the other day, by the way, so apologies. I'm going to try and get this short. It's about David Moyes is concerned about the fixture congestion. Now, I think he's just seeing things in the way that I see them, in the way that so many of your comments are, which is projecting his own moral compass, if you like, and his own sense of decency on football and what should be happening at the moment. He basically, in the article, I don't know if it was with the Sun again, he's basically talking about fixture pile-up. And number one, he talks about how just logistically awkward that would be to do it. But then he starts saying, well, hold on, some players might not want to do it. How are you going to logistically do it? We know that, we've discussed that. But some players might not want to do it. They might not feel safe. They might not want to go and play, which I think is a big thing. I think that's a big factor. He said all the broadcasters coming in to be tested. He said, and the deeper you look at it and the harder you feel it's going to be to get it all up and running again. But he says, I do feel it's important for the nation that football plays a part. Even for people to see some football on the telly would be good. but it can't come in front of saving lives and supporting the NHS. But he's absolutely right. We would all love some football at the moment, but you can't force footballers to go and do it because some of them aren't going to feel safe. It doesn't matter what you do. And then he said something else I thought was very interesting, because he clearly looking at it in detail. He said, would a physio want to massage a player? Would you get tested before a game? What about after a game? Would you then go back to your family? Are you tested after a game? I mean, he's absolutely right. Number one, you could be taking it in there, so, into the environment, the playing environment. So would you need to be tested? Yes. But what about if you pick it up when you're there, are you tested then again? And that's the whole thing. Okay, you come and join in with this tournament. You can't go back and join your family. Well, you know what? I think there's a certain level of, what can I say? There's an understanding that if a player's on 200 grand a week, you think, well, hold on, mate, go and play this tournament for a month. You won't see your family for a month, but let's be fair, you are a multi-millionaire because of football. So that's the sacrifice. Once you've decided to go, that's the sacrifice you may well be making. All right? So you have to go to the football, get tested before, go and play the tournament. Then you're going to have to isolate yourself for 2 further weeks more before you go back to your family. That's the only way you could do it and keep your family safe. Hell of a commitment for a person to stay away from their family for that long. But, as I say, because of the money, you think, okay, you're going to have to go and do that. If you're in. If you've decided to go into the tournament anyway. That's all well and good. But how do you tell a cable technician for BT or somebody like that they're going to have to do that? Somebody who's not probably on an awful lot of money. How do you tell the groundsman who's probably not on an awful lot of money? Maybe the head groundsman is, but you've all seen them at London Stadium when the match finishes. Not just one groundsman. There's 20 odd people there with lawnmowers and stuff like that. These people are not earning a lot of money. How do you tell someone that probably earns about £12 an hour that he ain't going to see his family for the best part of, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks? We just ain't paid enough. You just say, no, I am not doing it. If what you're going to tell me is, I'm going to do this and my family are financially secure afterwards, okay, I'll do. I just think there's logistically so many reasons not to do it. I just think David Moyes just sees it all. He's just a good human being. And I just think, you know what? When we get back to football, I just want to go back and see my team play. And he might not be Jurgen Klopp, but I like David Moyes. And the longer this goes on, the more I like him. And look, I want to get back to normal. And I want to, when we do our reviews, I want to do the reviews. If West Ham have played crap, I'll say West Ham played crap. If David Moyes does a crap substitution, I want to say David Moyes has done a crap substitution. That will mean football is back. That will mean we are back to normal. But actually, you know, in terms of, you know, constantly wanting the manager replacing and stuff like that, I'm not so sure anymore. I think we've got a good man. I think we've got a good man who understands the club, who understands football, and even though he's not from here, he's from Scotland, he's clearly getting involved in his own community, and he understands his own community. I'm happy with David Moyes.